John F. Kennedy was our 35th president. He was born in Brooklyn, Massachusetts, in a very politically engaged family. He graduated from Harvard University and served in the Navy. He authored the best-selling book, Why England Slept, before becoming the 35th president. On October 22, 1962, while working on his second presidential campaign, John F. Kennedy delivered a speech informing Americans of the Soviet missiles discovered in Cuba. The art of communication is a vital skill to possess as a president. John F. Kennedy had to inform the world of the dangerous situation without panicking the public or inflaming situation with the Soviet Union. My analysis will focus on how well John F. Kennedy used his analytical ability and writing talent to inform citizens of what was going on in Cuba and how he prevented a massive destruction. The information I'm going to share with you today comes from the jfklibrary.org and the Art of Public Speaking 12th edition textbook. From the beginning of his book, from the beginning of his speech, John F. Kennedy identified with the people by starting his speech with, I quote, "My fellow citizens." He also identified his role as president, which is to inform, protect, and secure the country. After placing a common ground between the people and the government, John F. Kennedy went right to the point. He revealed the point, which is the Cuban Missile Crisis. He informed the public of the new missile sites in the, I quote, "in the imprisoned island," unquote. By starting the speech in that manner, he gained the public's attention and their interest. As a president of the United States, he had already earned his credibility and respect from the public. In his introduction, he also informed of the dangerous situation without alarming or panicking the public. He clearly and specifically pointed out the problem with the Soviet Union. In his first main point, Kennedy specifically explained the danger of the situation. I quote, "Ballistic missiles capable of carrying a nuclear warhead, capable of striking Washington, D.C., Mexico City, or any other city in the southeastern part of the United States," unquote. In doing so, he gave the public awareness of the event that were likely to unfold. He named the states of Washington and other countries to give the public a picture of what would happen if those missiles were launched. He also informed the public of the unexpected escalation of the situation. He quoted conversations he had with the minister of the Soviet Union. Minister Gromyko assured President John F. Kennedy that the Soviet Union had no intentions to launch any missiles to the United States. By then, the president had proofs on his hands that they already had those missiles in Cuba, and they were getting them, they were placing them, and they were working with them to launch towards the United States. He also told the people that he didn't know the uncertainty with this situation. He placed a common ground with this situation with the people, and the people, he didn't know what was going to happen. In one of the main points on his speech, Kennedy discussed 7 strategies he and his cabinet have been working on to recover from this tragedy. One of the strategies was to increase civilians and creating a blockage in Cuba. With these strategies, Kennedy gave people a comfort and knowledge of what was going on in relation to the Cuban missiles. Another strategy was to show that the missile crisis was not only a problem for the United States. Many other countries in the Western Hemisphere were targeted. As we see in this picture, Many other countries, in, like I mentioned before, Washington, D.C., and any other countries close to Cuba were targeted with those missiles. Kennedy reached out to the world, warned them that the Soviet Union was a threat to any country that did not share the same beliefs. Kennedy informed the rest of the world of the situation, creating a common ground around the Western Hemisphere. At the end of his speech, Kennedy not only reiterated the people of the crisis, but also reinforced the people's confidence in the government. With his conclusion, he urged Americans to stay strong back in the government in this critical situation. John F. Kennedy used the same tone of voice throughout his speech, which gives confidence to the public and it gives the public confidence in the government. Since it was a televised speech, Kennedy made very little eye contact with the public. I believe that due to the magnitude of the situation, he needed to choose his words very carefully. So he read his notes, and there was no room for error. In conclusion, John F. Kennedy was able to save the world from a massive destruction with his analytical ability and writing talent. John F. Kennedy showed that the United States was strong and resilient. Kennedy used rhetorical appeal and devices to make his speech more effective. Kennedy finished his speech with a powerful statement, and I quote, "Our goal is not the victory of right, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world, God willing, the goal will be achieved." Unquote. Thank you.